Hi friends, welcome to our channel, The Post Corona World. In this episode, I am going to discuss two aspects related to the spread of coronavirus, COVID-19 or the SARS-2 virus. One is that how contagious this virus is, that how easily it could spread. And the second aspect is that role of technology in dealing with this coronavirus. First, I will begin with that how contagious this virus is. Like you, I was also listening and reading lot of stuff about the spread of this virus. But one must keep this thing in mind that so far we don't have any conclusive material on this virus. And day after day, new conclusions or new findings are coming on the contagiousness of this virus. One nurse, Molly, she made a video about spread of virus even using the surgical gloves. Interesting fact is that for the last 15 days, as the lockdown is going in India, even the TV channels are showing that this virus, they like day by day, what they are showing is that the contagiousness, the spread of this virus is not only very fast, but also that it survives on many non-living materials. Earlier, it was coming that this virus could survive for more than 4 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours on living material. Recently, a study has come or an experience has come that this virus could survive even for 1 week, even for 1 week on masks. The masks which we are using, and particularly the people who are going out and in hospitals, in public service, they are using masks, and but these masks either they should be changed regularly or they should be washed if they are washable, and washed properly, washed for a few minutes, keep in the hot water, a hot water detergent, put sanitizer in the water before you wash the mask if the mask is washable. So a life of 1 week on a mask is a very dangerous thing. This virus survives for 3 to 4 days on other layers, like on metals, wooden layers, plastic. Now this is very interesting. Just few days back, I saw a news that plastic industry is saying that the coronavirus doesn't spread on plastic layers, plastic surface. But yesterday I saw a news where they were saying that it could survive on plastic for 4 to 5 days. Now, on a plain logic, I thought about this thing. How it could be that it survived so long on a plastic which we consider as a non-living or non-biological product. My logic says that if it survives on mask for 7 days, why not on plastic? The news might be right. So this thing you must keep in mind, the contagiousness of the disease. This is an invisible army, an invisible enemy with who we are dealing. Just imagine around you You are talking to someone, the person is there like 1 meter away or 2 meter away. For a few seconds, he just comes near to you while talking, and he is having the infection. And one more study which came, that earlier it was said that only when an infected person sneezes or coughs, the size of the air molecules are so big to contain this virus. But again, couple of days back, another study came where they were saying that suppose you are in a closed room, 10 people are there, one is infected, and there is no ventilation. Now this definition of ventilation wasn't clear. Ventilation means in a room of 10 by 10, whether there are two windows of size 2 by 3, three windows or four windows. Let us take that the common ventilation, like consider as 2 to 3 windows. So if the ventilation is not there, and even if there is a one person present who is having virus and other 10 people are healthy, then this virus can go into those 10 people. Even if that person is talking, not sneezing or coughing. So even when you are talking and there isn't enough vault, you could say enough space for this virus to go out, it could easily spread. So friends, this virus is very contagious. It could survive for a longer period of time on various surfaces, even up to 1 week. This virus could be transmitted through even a close talk with an infected person. Now another study, the third study which has come recently, it's about whether a person is asymptomatic, something, the word which scientists use. The meaning is that if a person is having virus and no symptoms have come, no test has been conducted, the person simply got infected, he has no symptom, no test conducted, and he is going public. In such case, the person looks healthier, but this person could infect other people. So person without symptoms, without test, could infect other people. Another study came that sometimes the test comes negative in the first attempt. So the first test could be negative, and the second test, which is conducted after 14 days, it has to come positive. If it is negative, then it is negative. So a person who got infected, suppose after 1 week he got symptoms, for 1 week he could spread the virus to other healthy people. After 1 week, we say the test comes negative. Then he keeps on moving that, oh, I am negative, for the next 13 days. So 13 plus 7, for 20 days he kept spreading. And on the 14th day, he got the news that he is positive. Now, how many people such person would infect in those 20 days? I am not going that how many health workers and doctors and nurses he will infect after 20 days in the hospital. But before that, in those 20 days, a study by the Indian Medical Research Council, something like this, by the Indian government like organization, says one infected person could infect 450 people in 130 days. So almost 15 people one person can infect in one day, if this is the case of a normal person. But if a person is teacher, religious preacher, doctor, shopkeeper, or someone who is dealing with public in closed space, then this number could go higher than 15 persons in a day. Now each person who is infected, he may or may not get symptoms after infection. So for 20 days, 300 people will be infected directly by one person. Out of these 300 people, if they will keep infecting, so it will create a very big chain, a chain worse than nuclear fission reaction. This is the worst kind of evolutionary change. This virus is spreading like never ever any organism might have spread, evoluted, grown, infected. It's one of the most contagious and even the most contagious viruses we have found. Even the dangerous virus of AIDS, SARS-1, swine flu, these things, these have never infected at such a fast speed. So is this virus is spreading, infected people. So wherever you are in the world, wherever you are facing the lockdowns by your governments, cooperate with your governments. It is cooperate with the life. In Hindi, in India or in Western world, there is a saying that health is wealth. In India we say jaan hai to jahan hai. It means if there is life, there is world. There is no concept of world without any life. So please, cooperate with your government, cooperate with your neighbors, cooperate with the community workers, those who are serving humanity, trying to save your life. As for the today's figure, America has more than 400,000 infected. India has gone more than 5,000 infected. Germany more than 1 lakh. France around 1 lakh. Italy around 1.5 lakh. Lakh means 150,000. In India, for 100,000 we say 1 lakh. And countries are going up and up in number of infections. This virus hasn't stopped. It has almost reached 100,000 infected people every day. It started with China. Slowly, it entered everywhere in the world. Whole world it has infected. It's very dangerous, very contagious. So you must stay at home, follow your government. We can survive with less food. We can survive without entertainment. We can survive without travel. But if we get this virus, the chances are very less that we get survive. The people who are treated, in percentage, their number is very less. In India, out of more than 5,000 infected, only 400 have cured. If you look at other countries, not more than 50% people have been cured. Very rare. I am not talking about mortality rate, death rate, infected number. I am talking about the people after treatment, not the people who are admitted. People who got admitted, out of them, how many have cured, how many have died. The people cured are very less as compared to people died. Suppose even 75% people are cured, then even 25% of diseased people is quite high percentage. Now let us come to the technological part, that whether technology could save us or not. This is a very interesting issue. We are going to our mobile phones, we are looking into the lab researches, but technology also need human beings. Technology also needs the real material. Right now we have scarcity of material and scarcity of human beings. So my advice is not to depend so much on technology, particularly the mobile apps. It's very easy to create the app, but it's not easy to give the real data and in the real time. Few years back we had demonetization in India. The currency notes of 500 rupee and 1000 rupee were demonetized. They became useless. Many people introduced, or there were already existing apps which were showing ATM machines. People wanted to know that where is ATM near them. But the ATM apps were useless at that time because it was only giving information about the presence of ATM in a particular area, but not giving information that whether there was enough cash or not in that ATM. People are going to ATM machines and finding empty. So just depending upon mobile apps won't work. About the technical aspect and the discovery of vaccines and all those things, I think it's not so easy. It will be very criminal on our part to expect quick delivery. We are in a habit of getting quick delivery of Amazon, Flipkart and other all those things, everything on internet, just one press. But the real research takes time, the innovation takes time, and even something is innovated, the delivery takes time. And right now we are not in a position to deliver technical aspects. But one particular aspect we should work on, that is robotics. Now, as this virus is infecting human beings, now we need robots for hospitals, shops, and we should as soon as possible replace human beings with robots so that lesser number of people will get infected. It is the time that we should think beyond the natural things, think beyond the human capabilities. We should create a force of robots to do most of the things which are done by human beings. Restrict our population. Focus more on environment rather than on exploiting the environment. And I think robots will help us in this aspect. Robots are the future. Robots will help us achieve a higher civilization. The civilization today is not quite far from what it was 200 years ago or 100 years ago. Our developments are not so high because these developments become dependent on markets, markets become dependent on profit, and the whole world acts just as a ledger, a balance sheet. We must have a balance sheet of our scientific development. We must create new technologies to replace old with environmental free technologies. And right now there is a need for robots. The small tasks, the tasks where human beings are in danger, we should do that with robots. I will come on this technology part in some other episode. Thank you very much for watching. This is Nikhil Sablania from Delhi, India.